Start timing. Okay? Here we are. You made it. You did it. Good for you. Fun. We're going to do mainly the Ten Commandments, but a couple other things. All right? So, when I do the Ten Commandments, I have to tell you that we're coming into the middle of the story. Have you looked at the Ten Commandments? Do you know what I'm talking about the Ten Commandments? You got some idea about the Ten Commandments. All right? But part of that is, how did they come to be? Right? And so that's the thing. And so what I want to give you first of all is a movie. All right? And I will tell you, I am a visual learner. And if I would have had YouTube when I was in school, I would have done much better. Because when I can see it, and I can have somebody explain it to me, and I can have that, I'm a better student. I learn so much more that way. Because to just grind it out is horrible for me. That's the only way that they taught in the olden days, but that's what we had to do. All right. So, but now we got all this. All right. So here's your first thing. So can you put it in your phone and can you save it? I want you to find the movie, The Prince of Egypt. It is 25, 26 years old, and it is animated. I can't say it's a cartoon, it's an animated film, but the reviews and the recommendations of this film, that it is one of the very best films such as, okay? And furthermore, the guy that did the music for this film, he did Pirates of the Caribbean, Gladiator, on and on and on. Hans Zimmer did the music. It's this is the movie about Moses, okay, and how Moses becomes Moses, and how Moses has to deal with the people, and how Moses has to eventually come up with the Ten Commandments. All right? So instead of just giving you this snapshot of 10 Commandments, this is, and it's on Amazon Prime. I've already checked for $3.79, so you can rent it, I think. So anyway, so if that's, or whatever, all right? So that's what it is. Now, it also has a very graphic scenes of the Passover and the importance of Passover and what. Remember now, for communion, bread and wine, Passover happens when the Israelites, the Hebrew children, were under bondage of Pharaoh, and they needed to get out of there. And so God's plan was to make it so horrible for the Egyptians that the Pharaoh released them. And God says, the angel of death will come to you. And when the blood of the lamb, literally the blood from a lamb, is smeared on your doorpost, the angel will see the blood of the lamb and will pass over your house. Okay? Right? Got this? All right? Now, that phrase, the blood of the lamb, is then used into the New Testament about Jesus. And Jesus is referred to as the Lamb. And when Jesus dies on the cross, the blood of the Lamb gives life. So you see how some of this language starts to fill in and makes this connection. And so when we do communion, bread and wine, we are in this sense still celebrating that Passover. Okay? So that's how that works. That's all in this movie. All right? So you're going to get if you watch this, you're going to get a lot of Bible. You're going to get a lot of Old Testament. You're going to get a lot of history. But it's done really well, and it lasts 99 minutes. Okay? So it's that's my recommendation. I want you to learn something. And I'm always learning stuff, and I learn best by seeing. I'm a visual learner. Okay? Good? That's the first thing. Now go to the 10 Commandments on your phone, so you pull them up. Now, because you don't have these anymore, do you? Do you, right? I mean, you don't? Has Pastor Allen passed these things out at all? You don't know anything about this at all. Okay, well, we're going to have a word of prayer. This little book is what you need close by. And at some point in your life, maybe, you're going to have a question. And here it is. This little thing. And it was written by Martin Luther for parents to teach their kids. Because that was part of the problem 1,500 years ago, that nobody knew anything. And so he said, well, we need to do something about this. And I color mine like crazy. I'm constantly, and this is like my third one because I run out of room. So, but we should buy these for you. All right? Okay. Now, you got the 10 Commandments on your phone? You got them? What's the first one? Right. Do you have the preamble? The preface? Okay. I am the Lord your God. You got that? Does it say that at all? Good, right? Okay. The one in front of that says, God says, I am a jealous God. Period. I am the Lord your God. I am a jealous God. Exodus, there it is, 20, verse 5. All right? Now, think about this. All right? God is saying to you, there is obligations in our relationship. Okay? And the first one is this: I am a jealous God. And you know what that word means? To be jealous. Okay? I am a jealous God. That means when we're in this together, you will not cheat on me. And when you start to date, and when you start to get into relationships, and you and this and that and otherwise so on and so forth, and you're going to have to figure out what the rules are, and to say, if you are going to be with me, you will not cheat on me. If you do, there's going to be problems. Right? And now you know all about that. You know what's going on. You know about relationships and marriages and families and all the rest where one is cheated on the other and it all falls apart. You understand all of these things. You know what this means. God is saying this to you. I am a jealous God. You will not have any other God, small g, in front of me. I am first and I am only. All right? That's what this is. This is the obligation that God has. All right? Now, here's the first other thing. The first three, you got first, second, and third, right? Those are God. Okay? You shall have no other gods. I am a jealous God. Number 2, because God is important, you will not use my name as an insult. You will not. Okay? Just like you will not. You have your friends, you have your family, right? So, you do not use derogatory, slanderous, mean, hateful, terrible words about God. There's an old saying that says, I can call my brother a dirty, rotten, low-down, backstabbing polecat. I can say that, but you can't. Right? No. You speak honorably because there is this relationship that you are in. Okay? You shall not take the Lord your God in vain. Okay? Number 3. Now, because you are in this relationship, right? Okay? It's a good thing that you somehow have a designated time to be in this relationship. All right? Now, because here we go, right? Here we go. Do you got hockey practice on Sunday mornings? Do you got music practice play practice on Sunday mornings? Right? Well, what if you were to say, I got to go to church? Because once upon a time where I was, pastors had to get together to go to the school board and tell the school board, because we were in a very diverse community, and we had a large Catholic church. We had some Jews, Jewish people, and certainly a fair number of Christians and students, and we flat out told the school board, fine, we accept. You want to schedule practices and rehearsals and stuff on Sunday morning, but you will not penalize these students for not being there on Sunday morning because they're in worship. You will not. And if we, in fact, find that these students have been penalized because they are, then we have an attorney. And we're going to cause a problem. All right? I've done it before, I'll do it again. So I'm just saying, I'm your friend. You see, because how many are not? Right? Okay. So you see, 10 commandments. 1, 2, 3, these are God. This is God. Now we got to shift. Because now, the rest of them, we got to deal with each other. All right? Look at the cross. Okay? The cross has got the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. The first 3 commandments are The vertical axis is you and God. The horizontal, that's us. We got to deal with it. We got to deal with one another. Ugh. Good luck. Right? Because you know how people can be. Right? Okay. I haven't done this for a while, so we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game. All right? You guys on this side, and then you guys on this side. I want you to think of a word to describe God. Just one word that would come up to play along with God. What do you You people, you have to come up with a word to describe people. People. Right? Got it? Got the assignment? What's your word? What's your word to describe God? Powerful. Oh, good. Come on. You got the idea. Holy. Come on. Play. One more time. Well, what else could you say? Come on, some thought about what God might be. Come on. You guys. Love, loving, omniscient, omnipotent. You get any of these words? Powerful, knowing. Right? Can I give you a word just to play along? My word's not any better than your word, but I'll just give you a word. Perfect. Can I give you that word? Would you accept that? That just for fun, grins and giggles, and we can kick it around, God is perfect. All right? You know about ivory soap? Do you know about ivory soap? Do you use ivory soap? Have you ever seen ivory soap? The bar soap. It's advertised as 99.99% pure. There's no chemicals, there's no glue, there's no oil product, nothing. Soap. 99.99% pure soap. See? And it floats in the bathtub with you. So can you play with perfect? Here, give me a word about people. Selfish. There we go. Come on. Oh, nasty, rotten, stinky, liars, cheating, nasty people, right? I mean, that's who we are. I mean, just a bunch of dirty, rotten polecats, you know, right? Now, here's the problem. This is the problem. Perfect has a desire to be with, here's my word, 2 words, not perfect, imperfect. Perfect wants to be with imperfect. And then here's the other thing, in a lot of ways, imperfect also wants to be with perfect. You see? Perfect wants to, but can perfect ever be within imperfect? Can this ever happen? Yeah, there is. There's one answer. What's the answer? Jesus, thank you. Oh, you guys. Right? Okay, right? Why? Why is Jesus the answer to this problem? Because Jesus is both human and divine. Jesus is perfect and he is also human. So Jesus is the one answer that can balance perfect and not perfect. All right? So, we have now moved into what's 4? No, that's 3. 4. Honor. Honor your mother and your father. That's just not pay attention. It's not respect. It is this word, honor. Honor your mother and your father. Yeah? When you're in junior high, maybe. What about when you're 50 and 60 years old and your parents are 80s and 90s? Are you still going to honor your mothers and fathers? What's our problem now in society, American society, that... How old am I? Take a guess. I'm 70. All right? And my mother-in-law, my wife's mom, is 93. We have to take care of her. You have to honor, you see, so it doesn't really ever stop, does it? Right? So how's your relationship with your mom and dad? How's there, all right? And parents say, or children say, be nice to me because I'm going to pick out your nursing home. Right? So, honor them. Okay. Here's the thing. Are you familiar with the story of the prodigal son? Do you know about the prodigal son story at all? You got that one? Okay. Here's the boy. He's the second son. And he's a dirty, rotten, lying, stinking polecat. He's just nasty. And he goes to his dad and it says, I want you to give me half of my inheritance right now. Okay? And what the dad does, dad says, okay, I will. Now, what the Jewish law says the dad should do is the dad should take this kid by the collar and drag him to the front gates of the town, and then all the men in town get to stone him to death and then throw his body off the cliff. That's what the law says that he can do. So, not so much honoring mom and dad at that point. So, okay. What's number 5? Thou shalt not kill. Oh, by the way, this is what I was going to also mention. You notice this language, all of them, depending on some of your translations, but it's all you. This is, you will not do this. You will do this. You. This is directly you. This is to tell you that there are obligations in this relationship because we're in it. We are in this. I need you. I need you. I need each one of you. I need all of you. We need one of this together. We need this back and forth. Because what happens when murder happens? It disrupts our community. It disrupts our family. It disrupts us. Do you have active shooter drills in your school still? Do you do this? My God. that you have grown up with that. That is your whole life. I still can't. I still can't believe it. That our children have to grow up in school with active shooter drills. But that's where we are now. Okay? So, do you know anybody that's got guns? Do you have guns? You know people who have guns. Ask them about their guns. These people will take out their guns and they will be so proud to explain each and every one to you. We have this amazing thing. What's 6? What's number 6? Right. What's adultery? You know what adultery is? If you do not know what that is, which is why I wanted parents here tonight, okay? Adultery is engaging in a sexual relationship with someone other than your husband or wife. You are cheating. Okay? Again, because this is what happens when it disrupts the community. The 10 Commandments are supposed to show us about how we are in community. All right? Now, and I left this, forgive me, I'm sorry. But, and this is why, and I've still keep bringing this up, but I think I would love for us to have Bibles in the pews. And right now, if we did have Bibles in the pews, I could show you when we would open up Leviticus, which is all the laws. All right? And in Leviticus, but you can play with it, Leviticus lays out who you can have sex with, who you can't have sex with, which is mainly what you cannot do this. Why? Because it is so disruptive to community. What you can eat, what you can't eat, what happens when you're sick, what happens when you have a disease, what happens is, it tells you about what foods you are allowed to eat, what you can't be allowed to eat. You're not supposed to eat an owl. Okay? What fish you're not supposed to eat. Why are you not supposed to eat pork? Okay? Which brings me back to the movie. All right? And Moses. All of these people were freed by the Pharaoh, and they got to wander to get back to Israel. And they had to come up with laws to keep people safe. This many people wandering around, it had to go from 10 to 640 right now. That was it. All right? There were 360 you will nots. All right? So, and I need to say this, you are a creation of God. Your body is pure. Your body is sacred. Your body is holy. Your body is to be sanctified. You are to hold yourselves up as a sacred person, and your body is holy. If nobody has ever said that to you, I'm telling it to you now. Be careful with what you put in your body and how you might share your body. Be very careful, because the world is insane. And it is part of our jobs to try to protect you as best we can, and I know. All right? Okay. Again, 7, number 7. Don't steal. Good Lord. If it's not yours, don't take it. I mean, you're going to start stealing stuff, you see, and then this is all just dealing with community. Don't steal. Don't lie against your friends. Don't tell terrible stories about them. 9 and 10, here is this coveting. What are you going to do? You want stuff that your neighbor has so bad that you can't get your own? You're going to steal this? You're going to desire this? This is, you see, because it all breaks down relationship. Okay? And so, what we have is we have to recognize that life is crazy and life is dangerous, and the demands on the one hand. I mean, look at this. I mean, you have a computer in your hand that you work it with your thumb. Man, if we would have had that. There is more computer right here than they had in 1969 to get to the moon. And it's just at your fingertips. Talk about taking stuff for granted. So I hope that you can put this movie together with this. Watch The Prince of Egypt, and you see how the 10 Commandments come into be. All right? And that's about enough. Any questions so far? What time is it? 7:02? Okay, I got 7 minutes. I want to be done at 1:15. Is that all right? You got any problem? Okay. Okay, on your phone, here's something else that's just kind of fun. I want to talk to you about Christmas. On YouTube, there is a documentary, and I think it's less than an hour. It's called Christmas Unwrapped. It is the history of Christmas. And it's kind of dated, but the information is still absolutely perfect. Okay? And it talks about all of the traditions that we have with Christmas and how and why Christmas has been brought out of pagan in the 300s or even before, even back to the times of Jesus, 2,000 years ago, and it's all timed. What happens on December 21st? The solstice, right? What happens on the solstice? What happens? And then what happens? Each day then becomes longer, right? So on December 21st, the days become 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes longer. The sun starts to come back to us. Okay? So in ancient pagan culture worlds, what they did was celebrate that, the solstice. as the moving of the sun. And so what the Catholic Church did in about 300 something, because it was the only church, the church, they took the S-U-N, the sun, and they said, we'll move Christmas to the 25th for the S-O-N, the arrival of the sun. Okay? So the church turned what was into a pagan celebration into a Christian religious celebration. And how all of this, and Christmas took 1800 years. Congress, the United States Federal Congress, kept December 25th as a working day. It was just a day. Went until the 1950s something. Okay? Christmas as we know it today started to shift around the Civil War time with the arrival of machines and engineering and all this. And then after World War II, 1945, Christmas erupted into families. Because what happened after World War II, which is me, was the baby boom. And the baby boomers, we got all the attention for most of our lives. All right? And that's when Christmas shifted in a big way to kids and families, and that's what all about. This documentary by Harry Smith lays all of this out, and it will explain to you how wild and nasty in Italy, in Rome, the solstice celebrations was just a flat-out wild party, orgy, insane. It was incredible, the stories that come out from there. And up in Northern European is where they bring in the log to burn all winter, the Yule log, and they have meat. Finally, they'll butcher a cow, so there'll be meat to eat, and it all is wrapped around this solstice from December 21st. So when that happens, that's why it's a great big thing. Now, if you may know of Stonehenge in England, have you ever heard about this? Great big giant rocks and Stonehenge. Google Stonehenge. Google Stonehenge. You got to have some reference for this. Stonehenge. You got to have some picture of it in your mind. Okay? Because Stonehenge is such a mystery, one of the theories is that Stonehenge was ancient civilization of the people in England, early, and this was set up as a temple for pagan worship for the solstice. So if you ever see the images of Stonehenge now, that's where that is. It's a big, giant thing. Now what time is it? 09. All right, here's your chance. Questions, comments, statements for the press? You got anything at all? When is school out for Christmas? The 23rd. Wow. Okay. Cool. Anything else? You guys got anything? There's a lot of fun stuff, but thank you. Thank you for playing along with me. thank you for letting me do this. It's so nice to see your faces and such and so on. And I get to help out down at the church in Wishick for the next few weeks, so which is why you see me here. Sometimes I just have a friendship with Pastor Allen, so he lets me do this because his schedules can get just absolutely insane, so he lets me do it for him. And I'm just thrilled to do this for you and with you. So you don't know how happy you make me when I get to do this. So everybody good? All right. Did you learn one or two things maybe? Say yes, make me feel good. All right. All right. So who's got the best pizza in town? Papa Murphy's. Domino's. Amici's. Oh, yeah. Bruno's. Bruno's is A and B? You sweet? Okay, all right. I just got to make sure you're still with us. All right? Anyway, have a good week. Be well, be safe. Go in peace, serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. Amen. Thank you. Bye-bye.